Welcome to the show. Why, hello there YouTube and welcome to a brand new episode of the Bloody Fang-Tastic Show. I'm your host, Lark the Vampire, and I like to give you a review, facts and mythology on a vampire movie like I do every month. This is also the last one of the year, yes, but not to worry, I'll do more in 2023. But for now I thought, why not go over a vampire movie that is turning 30 years old? I thought there'd be no better way than to celebrate this one by giving it an episode, and that is of course Bram Stoker's Dracula. Let's go with the review first, shall we? They're away. Ooh, that sun's very bright, isn't it? Let's just... There we are. No sunlight. So, Bram Stoker's Dracula. Well, this one is, based upon Bram Stoker's work, Dracula, the 1897 novel. And the screenplay is written by James Van Hart, directed by the great Francis Ford Coppola, and it stars Gary Oldman, Winona Ryder, Anthony Hopkins, Keanu Reeves, with some other faces including Richard E. Grant. So, this of course follows, this one is based around Vlad the Impaler, who makes a deal with the devil to become a vampire, and hundreds of years later, after he loses his love in this battle with the Turks, he, wants to purchase an estate in England with his lawyer, Jonathan Harker, played by Keanu Reeves. And then when he comes to London, he is more younger and more regenerated as he is fed on fresh blood and such, but is moved by Mina Murray, played by Winona Ryder, who he believes is his lover reincarnate. And of course there are the villain, well, not the villains, Dracula, but then there is the great Abraham Van Helsing, played by the great Sir Anthony Hopkins, who plans to stop Dracula in his midst before he can do any further damage and turn Mina into a vampire. And of course Dracula does eventually find his way back and lifts up his curse. So that is all the story I will tell you there. So what did I like about this? Well, I liked the story. I loved Gary Oldman as Dracula, how he played like a frail old version of him. Then next he became young and handsome, and yeah, I liked this trope of him. Of course, I also like the backstory. I always see him as Vlad the Impaler, because after all, he was the big inspiration for Bram Stoker's book. I also thought Winona Ryder was brilliant in this, and Sir Anthony Hopkins, as Mina and Van Helsing. I mean, this is probably one of the best takes since Bela Lugosi in the 1931 film, which I did see, by the way, back in 31. I was amazed. I didn't even know they could make films with sound until then. So, I say one negative was Keanu Reeves' performance. Now, he played the best British way that he could. He put on a good enough English accent, but you could tell that it wasn't his accent, and I don't think he's tried to do a role where he puts on a different voice like that since. And I think that's the thing that hurt the film back in the day, but I thought it was okay. Not brilliant, but okay. Of course, I liked Thomas Ranfield's character as well. Dracula's familiar. I also thought the cinematography was good, very dark, gloomy, and gothic, and very sexy, including the big brides. Oh, but this was a fun film. I enjoy watching it, and even 30 years on, I think it still holds up. Yes, this film is 30 years old, and yes, it's came out around this time 30 years ago, so, I'm thinking, wow, that time's gone by quick, and I thought this would be a perfect time to go over this film. So, Dracula, Bram Stoker's Dracula, is it a good one? I'd say personally, yes it is. It is bloody fantastic. So, ratings, yeah, I'll give it. You know what? I love this one. Yeah, Keanu Reeves hurt you a little tad, but yeah, I'll give it 4.5 fangs out of 5. So there you go. There is the review on Bram Stoker's Dracula. So let's go to the next part of the show, shall we? The facts or the mythology. We'll go with one of those next, so let's go. In the film's mythology, Dracula is seen as frail and old when have not fed on fresh blood for a long time. However, when he is shipped to London, he feeds and regains his youthful look. Also, Dracula cannot burn in the sunlight, as this was not in Stoker's original novel, and the trope didn't even come around until the 1922 film Nosferatu, which then set that trope up for many vampire adaptations to come. Also, Dracula has the ability of other supernatural traits as wall crawling and shapeshifting from a bat-like creature to a wolf-like creature. And of course, as the vampires in this, they have many other weakness traits such as crosses, stakes to the heart and beheadings. And all the same, they feed on blood. And particularly the blood of virgins. Gary Oldman hired a vocal coach to make his Dracula voice sound more spookier. The laws of physics work differently when Dracula is around, which is why his shadow moves differently to him. The cast did a whole read-through of the novel before shooting the film. Mina's past life, recollected secretly, references Dracula's origin. Despite their characters on screen, Gary Oldman and Winona Ryder did not get along during filming. Before Sir Anthony Hopkins landed the role of Van Helsing, Liam Neeson asked to play the character, but they gave the role to Anthony Hopkins. Gary Oldman took on the part because of a single line in the script. The script read, "I've crossed oceans of time to find you," which he always wanted to say to someone. The crew were too embarrassed to ask the Dracula bride actresses to play their scenes nude. Director Francis Ford Coppola insisted on including Bram Stoker's name in the film's title. Gary Oldman carried a photo of his infant son with him for particular emotional scenes. The studio forced Francis Ford Coppola to build sets rather than spend all his budget on costumes. Speaking of costumes, the costume designer had never seen a Dracula film before. Keanu Reeves and Winona Ryder may have been married by accident on the film, as the scene where Mina and Jonathan's wedding is being shot is in a real Greek church, and the priest is no actor, but an actual priest that did marry them. The film was originally going to be a TV movie, but once the budget got bigger, they decided to get better actors and make it a theatrical film. The movie also drew inspirations from other Dracula adaptations. Gary Oldman thought that Francis Ford Coppola wanted him to have sex in a coffin during one scene. And there you have it, 30 years of Bram Stoker's Dracula. What did you think to this month's episode? Did you enjoy it? Do you love Bram Stoker's Dracula like I do? Anyway, be sure to let us know all that down in the comments, and if you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up and to share with your friends, and to feel free to subscribe to the official Random Horror YouTube channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell if you wish. All the social media links are linked down below from Random Horror. So, that's it for this one, and the last, Bloody Fang-Tastic Show of the year. Oh, but don't worry, I'll be back in 2023, so you enjoy what's left of this one, and I will see you all soon. I have been Lark the Vampire, and this has been the Bloody Fang-Tastic Show. So until next time, don't have nightmares.